The man had just gotten up for a glass of water and missed an urgent bulletin on TV. An unknown virus similar to rabies was sweeping the globe. Having missed the news, he headed out like any other day, only to notice an unusual number of ambulances on the streets. At the supermarket, everyone was panic buying supplies. Pike found it strange but didn't dwell on it, grabbing just a few days' worth of food before heading home. That evening, his sister video called and everything clicked into place. She had the inside scoop. The virus was far worse than the media was reporting. Officials had set up a safe zone on an island, and she urged him to meet up so they could evacuate together. Pike immediately booked a flight, but while boarding, the check-in system crashed. Then all flights were grounded. Everyone's phones lit up with an emergency alert. The virus was spreading too fast. The country was on total lockdown. No one in or out. Pike called his sister right away. He told her to go home and wait. He'd send someone to get her. Heading back, he found the streets completely jammed. Panicked citizens who'd gotten the news were fleeing in all directions. Sensing disaster, Pike ditched his car and continued on foot with his luggage. At his neighbor's house, soldiers had set up a quarantine perimeter. He watched them drag the neighbor away in restraints, howling and thrashing, clearly infected. His sister video called again the next day with even worse news. The virus was spreading so fast that the government had no plans to lift restrictions anytime soon. They were setting up quarantine zones to contain the outbreak, with the military forcibly evacuating everyone. She warned Pike to avoid the soldiers at all costs and stay away from the so-called safe zones. Since the virus spread person to person, crowds meant danger. Realizing rescue could take forever, Pike rushed back to the supermarket for supplies. The shelves were already stripped bare. He could only scavenge scraps from the floor when an old man snatched the food right out of his hands. He ended up with just some crackers and cat food. As he was stuffing his backpack to leave, a cop with a bite wound on his arm came charging at him, then spun around and handcuffed himself to the supermarket fixture. Seconds later, another officer went down hard, an infected man tearing into his neck. Pike grabbed a stick to help, but froze at the infected person's terrifying intensity. The officer managed to shoot the attacker just in time, saving Pike's skin. The cop who'd locked himself up had already turned, desperate to break free. When Pike moved to check on the wounded officer, the man fired a warning shot and yelled at him to get the hell out of there. Due to copyright restrictions, those interested can watch the original film Apocalipsis Z, El Principio del Fin.